poured out at last to the shame of everyone. Your mindless pursuits brought to fall. Now say what you will, you were not so innocent. You reel me and I will rail you out as well. The thin wire falls somehow cuts through all of this. The joy and the trauma will pass. When in chimes a voice brings you back inside yourself. It speaks truth till you're blue, repeats it. It's been too long, 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 it's been too long. Brought up in safety beside cacophony, and picking the scents from the background noise. When sadness of fear brings you underground again, and surely you won't find it there. It's been too long, 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 too long. It's been too long, 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 it's been Rest your bones in this hole. We'll come back for you. We promise we will not leave you here. Rest your bones. That was Rest Your Bones, an old one to get us started. How's it going, my puddings? Can I call you puddings? No? Okay. My friends, my good friends. Welcome back to another Wednesday. Much like the last one, in many ways. I have a very special guest coming up. I'm going to play one more song and then introduce her. Please feel free to share the video if you would like other people to hear it. But if you want to keep it to yourself, that's fine as well. Thank you, Karina, for the congratulations on the release. I put the first track of a Spanish EP out last week. It was a track called La Unica. And maybe I'll play you another one from that EP before we bring our special guest in. Yeah, I'm going to do that one. I'm going to do a track called Gracia. Feel free to get your requests into the comments. I have a list in the video description. Like there's a Spotify playlist that has all of the tracks that I've played in the past. So if you need some inspiration, there's some stuff in there. This is Gracia. Dios Dios mío, no pude estar calmado ante la destrucción traiste. El viento bocó las hayas y las sillas, nos decimos que nada cambia tanto. La veo toda, la gracia que tienes. Me mandas fuerza y el frío, todo dicho, tanto como podrías. Es eso tanto. Pecados infinitos, pecados infinitos, tiras piedras nunca, somos todos inconstantes sin anclaje. Es mejor que seas todo lo que no eres, hay palabras que te gustaría oír menos. La veo toda, la gracia que tienes. Me mandas fuerza y el frío, todo un dicho, tanto como podrías. Me mandas afuera, me mandas fuerza y el frío, no es tanto. That's Grace from the new record. If anybody is listening, watching from Facebook, can you let me know? I've been having some problems trying to make things broadcast over there. So yeah, it would be helpful if you can let me know if you're out there. I'm gonna bring in a very special guest now. An amazing singer from Montreal, Eugénie Jobin, who performs under the name of Ambroise, although she's involved in a few different projects, but we're going to bring her in now. So, yeah. Welcome, Eugénie. How are you doing?
Hi.
Hey.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful. Yes. Just
Thank you
about
for your songs.
You're very welcome. Yeah, it's been a bit I was just saying to you before we went live that I'm a little frazzled over here. So I must defrazzle myself.
Defrazzle mode.
What's a good word for frazzled in French, actually, while I have you here?
I'm not even
sure what it means.
What it means.
Like,
I mean, I think I
fried
get the concept
a little bit.
But yeah, I don't know, honestly.
A little, I guess not nervous. I am nervous, but that's
fébrile,
not.
je dirais fébrile.
Oh, like feverish almost. Is that that would be kind of like the, but kind of connected.
Fébrile is like yeah.
Okay, je suis fébrile.
Fébrile. Yeah.
Right now. Yeah, it's really lovely to have you here. For those people out there in the world watching, I think I saw you play the first time about 5 years ago now, I think. Something along those lines in Montreal at a little house show. This beautiful little house show. I can't remember, like, was it called the Love Bubble? That was like some of the jazz musicians who work at this amazing jazz restaurant a jazz restaurant called Resonance, which is like weirdly like a real center, a real hub in the city. I find a real little community spot. Some of the folks from that house, I think some of them live there. They're just associated in my mind with that place.
No, they work at Resonance.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
Super connected.
Yeah. But yeah, my housemate at the time, Greg Burton, he knew about your music, and he was like, Tim, you should go to this show tonight. You're gonna love it. And he was so right. I just went, and I was just like completely mesmerized. It was one of those experiences where like you're watching a show, and it's like you just vanish, you know. And I totally felt like that. It was so special. So yeah, it was a real honor to then when you came and played a release show that we had at a spot called the Sala Rosa. There's an album, a recording of that show out on the internet. So if people have listened to that, you set the tone for that evening.
Oh, thank you.
And so if they've listened to that album, then they've kind of listened to you in a very indirect way.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I'm totally rambling today. It's just one of those days. How are you doing?
That's okay. I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
And what have you been up to the last little while?
Well, I'm preparing for. I'm recording an album next month, so I've been working on that quite a bit. So, like, writing the music, rehearsing, kind of thinking about like a direction and like listening to a lot of music also, which is cool. To like try and find like a direction or many directions, like artistic musical directions.
Cool. Has there been anything in that that's like really just kind of like gripped you, like anything that's really stood out in amongst all of that listening, or like you feel like this is like really inspiring me at the moment?
Well, there's this person, I think they're from the States. They're called Wendy Eisenberg.
Okay.
They have one album called, no, I can't remember the name, but it's on all the platforms, and it's like crazy guitar playing and like really, really, really good songwriting, and that's been kind of
okay. Well, that's gonna go on my list then for sure. And we were chatting just before you came, and you said you were gonna play some new stuff for us as well. So like something that's kind of like part of that preparation. Although I shouldn't jump the gun because maybe you were gonna play the older stuff first.
No, I'm gonna play a new song first.
Okay.
And then so I've been working, actually the album I'm gonna record is a project that I've been thinking about for a long time, and it's I'm working with poems from a Québécois poet who's called Geneviève Desrosiers.
Okay.
So I set to music like 9 of her poems.
Okay.
So the project is kind of like around her work. And they're really, really beautiful poems. She passed at a really young age. She was 26, I think.
Okay.
She only has one book, and it's called Nombreux seront nos ennemis, which means like we'll have many enemies.
Okay.
And it's really, really great. And I really enjoyed working with her words. So I'm gonna sing a few of them.
Amazing. Yeah. Do you want to give us give us one of those?
Yeah. So the first one is called Vous.
Amazing.
Which is you. Je vous aime.
votre pas est quelquefois boiteux. Sa délicatesse plutôt que vous ne sauriez éteindre une flamme, même si maison s'enflammait. Votre pas s'est fait beaucoup trop léger pour que nous puissions le prendre en considération.
Bravo. So beautiful.
Thanks.
Cool. So that's called Vous,
Vous.
and based on a poem by Geneviève Desrosiers. Was that the
Desrosiers?
Desrosiers?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. So that's definitely. I've been trying to improve my French, so I've got to go and get a book of poetry from.
That's a good one.
Nombreuses sont Tes ennemis, was that the name of the collection?
Nombreux seront nos ennemis.
Nombreux seront nos ennemis. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get there in the end. Yeah, that was so magnificent. And I always wonder with projects involving this, setting other people's writing to music, do you have like a really set process when you're doing that, or does it kind of depend at like how do you go about it? Do you kind of like pick a poem and then you think like there's something in this that it kind of sparks some ideas, or you read the poem and it kind of like almost sings a melody to you, or like what's your process?
I guess it depends, but I've been trying to just like focus really on how, not like imposing a melody to a text, but really like try to extract a melody from the text, like with the text's own rhythm. And so I'm trying to sing it without any like, sometimes I have recordings of me just singing a text with like no specific melody, but just to kind of get the contour of it and the rhythm of it. So that seems to be quite helpful, because then I think it's a very subtle thing to work with words. Like you have to emphasize certain parts and like make certain parts longer, and so it's a very precise work for me. So that's kind of how it works. It's been working like best.
Because I believe you've worked with some other poetry before, right? This isn't the first, or maybe I'm crazy.
No, you're not crazy.
Okay.
No. Yeah, actually my first like LP, long album, was with poems by Paul-Marie Lapointe, which is another Québécois poet. Actually, I'm going to play, the next song is from this poet. So yeah, I had worked with that before, although I feel like the Paul-Marie Lapointe project was kind of more random. Like it just happened, like it ended up being a project, but at first it was just like, it was kind of more like exploratory, I guess. Okay. Well, as for the Geneviève Desrosiers project, it was like I had like a specific idea,
right?
And I guess there was more like a shape to it from the beginning.
Cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, and I should say for people listening, watching out there, there's a link to the Ambroise Bandcamp where you can find. I mean, is everything that you've done under that name on that Bandcamp page? Or?
Yep.
And you've also done some work with some other projects as well. L'Une Très Belle was one that I remember.
Yeah, L'Une Très Belle is my really close friend Fred's project.
Okay.
You should check it out also.
So much stuff. I need to put a link in there afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Ambroise Bandcamp is there, so you can go and listen. But yeah, do you want to play us another piece?
Yes, I will. This one is called Respiration, and it's from my last album. Not last, but whatever, the one before.
Respiration d'un amour remplit l'espace de la nuit. Comme une mer minuscule ferait dans leur sable. Ces îles plus ou moins grandes, selon l'angoisse ou l'abandon.
short one.
A short one. Yeah.
Beautiful. I should say as well, for everybody listening out there, there is a link for people to donate either by Interac if you're in Canada, or PayPal or credit card for anywhere. Thank you to everyone who's donated so far. 50% of the donations each week go to the guest artist. Thank you for supporting us to the 44th edition of this. We do this every week.
44th.
44th. It's so long. Coming up on a year. I feel like I don't necessarily... I don't know if I'm necessarily going to do any kind of like celebratory birthday things, because I don't know what sparked the move into streaming live is not the thing to be celebrated so much, but I do feel like it's been a wonderful outlet, and I'm gonna keep it going. So I do want to celebrate the fact that it has gone on for a year. But yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Thank you for being here with us.
You're welcome.
Definitely trying to say that. We're getting lots of lovely words and clapping hands in the chat. If anybody has any questions, fire them away. Eugenie can't see the comments, but I can relay things. And there was another thing in my brain, but it's gone. Doesn't matter. So you're in the process of working on this new project, and you were saying that you have some. Do you actually have the studio time booked in for the recordings for the next little bit? And you were saying to me just before we came on air that you're working with a band. Is that top secret though? Should I not be saying anything about that? Okay.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm working with a trio right now, so it's kind of funny. I had this idea that I wanted to put together kind of like a rock trio, but like to play like really soft and
nice
and like sparse. So it's electric bass. There's Gabriel Drolet on electric bass, Millie Hong on drums, and I'm playing mostly electric guitar. It's fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear that. I've been listening a lot to the old recordings kind of in preparation to this, and they're so wonderful. So, and there's definitely at least one album up on Spotify if people are more familiar with that. But yeah, you can find everything on Bandcamp, so definitely wander over there. But yeah, you're going to play us one more for today. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this one?
So the first one is actually the first one. This one is actually the first one I wrote with using Genevieve's words. No, it's not true. It's the second one. It's called Mon tendre. So my tender. It sounds weird in English, but it's really pretty.
Sort of like a term of endearment. Like my tender one or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the poem is actually one of my favorites. It's like unbelievably beautiful, and it's about love, but in a very kind of like anarchy love. Like, I don't know. It's very political to me. Like about community also, and about like loving each other and oneself, and it's really cool. So here's Mon tendre.
Ami, de dire que tout nous est permis, que nous ignorons la peur, que la bénédiction ne nous quittera pas. Ami, de dire que la folie demeure toujours belle, parce que nous serons détachés de tout, y compris de nous-mêmes. Moi je mourrai très jeune, caresser tes regards. Je les emporterai partout. Je n'oublierai que tes paroles, afin que chaque mot que tu me portes reste le premier. Les paradoxes et les errances seront nos pains quotidiens. La seule sûreté à laquelle nous aurons droit sera celle de nos bras écartés. Et de nos corps quelquefois enlacés. Amis, nous aurons tous les droits, même celui de nous oublier. Nous ne nous désapprendrons jamais. Et si l'un pleure, l'autre sera grave et silencieux. S'il rit, nous serons bêtement heureux. Nous ne serons pas deux, nous serons mille et constamment de passage. Calme comme des récidivistes, agités comme des voleurs, muets comme des assassins. Et Dieu, que je t'aimerai.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. That
You're
was
welcome.
wonderful.
Thank you.
What was that one called again? Like, m'entendre? M'entendre?
M'entendre.
M'entendre. Okay.
M'entendre. Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much for being with us. Thanks to everyone who's been donating. Again, there's a link in the video description if you want to support us. So you were saying that you've got the studio recording coming up, but what else do you have? Do you have anything on the horizon in the next little while? Any other shows, or obviously kind of mostly online
Yeah.
type things?
For this project, not really. Like, I'm just planning on focusing on recording this album, which is going to take a lot of time. But I have a lot of I like participate in a lot of other like of my friends' projects.
Mhm.
So there's a few things coming up on that part. But I don't know if you wanted me to.
Well, if there's anything that you wanted to kind of like share, put the word out there for, or
Well, I'm gonna participate in it's kind of like a competition. It's called Les Francouvertes.
Mhm.
So it's my really good friend's Elisabeth's project, which is called Tremble.
Okay.
And it's happening March 23rd. So that's gonna be fun. It's a really, really beautiful band, really beautiful music.
Cool. Well, yeah, so people can go check that out if they
Exactly.
want to. And as I said before, the links to the music are in the video description. So if you want to hear more, then you can go over there. And there's also Spotify playlist that I've put in there that has songs from all of the guests who've played over the last year. So you can find an Ambroise track on there as well. But yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye for now. And say thank you on behalf of all of us listening over here. It was really so beautiful and so special to have you.
Thank you.
Here. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, hopefully be seeing you playing somewhere in real life before too long.
It will happen.
It will happen.
Yeah.
It's totally gonna happen.
It
So
has to happen.
It has to.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep playing play a few more songs, but can say goodbye to Eugenie.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Should I mute myself or?
I can just I can take care of it all
Oh, okay. Wow.
like
All
magic.
included.
Yeah. I have to do everything. Video engineer, live engineer, but goodbye.
Yeah.
That was Eugenie Jobin from Ambroise. So beautiful. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's like you just disappear into that music. I mean, maybe you don't, but I do. I certainly do. And it's really special. I mean, I've been so lucky to have so many amazing musicians, like people that I'm huge fans of, just come and play some songs on here. So thanks to all of them for doing that. We've got a few more booked in the next little while. Joyful Talk, which is an electronic group from Nova Scotia, electronic project from Nova Scotia. I know that Jay, who is the kind of the mind behind that, has been doing a lot of stuff with robots. So maybe we'll get some robots. I don't know. And then the week after, it's my friend and yours, Michael Fierstack, who has played on here before, and I've covered some of his songs as well. I'm gonna play. I was inspired by the Spanish guitar that Eugenie was playing, so I'm gonna play a song on this. It's a track by a Japanese artist named Ichiko Aoba that I've played a few times, but I don't get tired of it, so I'm gonna play that. It's called Mahoro Boshia. And put your requests in the comments if there's anything you want to hear. I am here for you. Peito no singafuru Akugani non koi o suru Mahoro moshia Mahoro moshia Watashi Toku ni tsurente yuki Mahoro moshia Mahoro moshia Mishira nuntoshi Entoshinte yuki That's Mahoroboshia by Ichiko Aoba. Eugenia's in the chat, so you can say hello if you want to. It's worth me pointing out that there's a North American time change this weekend, but not in Europe. So we're going to be an hour earlier for people in Europe next week. Same time here. I think that's right. If anybody understands maths and time and clocks better than me, please correct me. But I believe the show will happen for people in the UK at 7 p.m. next week and 8 p.m. for people in Germany. But please correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't particularly trust myself in that zone. I'm going to play one from the last record. It's called All We Know. walls crumble. You can leave when you like. The holes in the doors haven't changed. You're fine, only fine in an easily assessed. Your pride in these misleading notions. To get back to the time zone, I think that you're wrong, Anna, because I'm pretty sure that like the time difference between here and the UK is either 5 hours or 4 hours, and I think for that one little week or so, it's going to be 4 hours because right now it's 3:50, so this time next week in North America it's going to be 4:50, which means the show will have ended an hour ago. So, yes. Pretty sure that's what's going on. Sorry to confuse everyone. I should have just like checked it and been sure before I opened my mouth. I'm going to play a track called Shapes. Still a little bit of time to get a request in if there's something you want to hear. I know that I have been working at a lot of the ones that you requested that I haven't played yet. I promise to get to at least some of them at least sometime. If that isn't commitment, I don't know what is. Just to follow up on the support thing as well as the Bandcamp, as well as the PayPal and the credit card donations, there's a link to the Bandcamp support thing, which basically is kind of like a monthly subscription thing. You can pay $5 a month and you get access to the whole back catalogue of stuff that I've released on Bandcamp, which I've got all of these albums. Look at all of these albums. You can have all of that digitally, and I do one track a month. So the Spanish track is included in that last thing that I released. I don't talk about it enough. Maybe next week I'll do a little video thing so you can see where you go and how to do that stuff. I'm gonna play Shapes, which is from the last record, and there's also a Spanish version coming up on that upcoming EP that is released at the end of April. I have to check that everything is plugged in and working though first. I went and confused myself. Sorry, I've lost signal from one of these instruments here. Where did you go? Where do you go, Mr. Synthesizer? Oh, it's because the volume pedal's down. You get a camera for this one. You can have a look at what's going on. Okay, so this is that. Yep, that's working now. Okay. So many knobs and buttons and bells and whistles. This is shapes. Sixth fret capo, not fourth. You pull me into shapes I can't get out of. I can't get out of. You pull me into shapes I can't get out of. I can't get out of. Less is more, and you want it to be. Follow me down. There's an end to this stream. And love in the dying of spring. Hard to pretend that you don't mean a thing. You pull me into shapes that I can't get out of. I can't get out of. You pull me into shapes I can't get out of. I can't get out of. Stretch linen clothes, nothing stays without stay. want it all. I want none. I want it all. I want none. I want it all. I can't get out of. Anna's fancy shapes. So called. I'm going to play one more. You have about 20 seconds to get a request in. And then I'm just going to do whatever the flip I want to, which I can, I suppose. Anyway. In my absence, did we come to a conclusion about the time change? Is it definitely that way, that it's going to be 7 p.m. for the UK and 8 p.m. for Germany next week? But still 3 p.m. for the UK. For the UK. Still 3 p.m. for Canada. I forget where I am. CERN, Levi Stubbs' Tears is on the list. I have been experimenting with it. If you ask really nicely, maybe you could convince Mikey to play it when he comes on in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you, Leah. Leah's confirmed online. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so Montreal, Toronto, New York kind of vibes. 7 p.m. UK, 8 p.m. Central Europe. Zion for the win. He requested Back Out, so I'm going to play that to finish us off. I hope you're all having an okay time out there. The weather just turned significantly warmer tonight. I think it's going to be about 5 degrees tonight, so I'm going to sleep with the window open, and it's going to be a dream. And I think that might help with my mental health a little bit. Oh, also, one of our housemates is moving out, so if anybody needs a place to live in Montreal, give me a shout. I mean, might as well advertise on here, right? So this is Back Out for Zion, Fia, and Heidi in Hanover. Thank you all for tuning in. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. This is Back Out. Back out in sights to roam would wake up the clay. And since you've found what you might need, let's just leave it there. A slight lapse of better judgment, and I can't concentrate. Would only want to get out of this skin for a time and feel free. But you wake up your foolish heart. This is more than just pride. You're You're slamming doors just to scare the monsters that you'd create yourself. You feed on the maledictions that scratch up my notes, but you're pushing on into the shallows. You can make it still, and you won't find, no, you won't find, you won't find blackout, a time change. No, you won't find, you won't find, you won't find a hopelessness in this. Blackout, a time change. No, you won't find, you won't find, you won't find a lost cause we'd celebrate. And you won't find, no, you won't find, you won't find a heart bleeding all outside. And you won't find, you won't find, you won't find hopelessness in this. No, 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 no.
Stephen, you're very welcome. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a treat. I'll be back next week with Joyful Talk as the special guest. There's a link in the video description for that as well, so if you want to get primed for what to expect, you can go and listen. Lots of links in the video description as always. Go crazy. Look at the things. Look at the things in there. Listen to the things. Yeah, hopefully next week I'll be less febrile. And the videos will stay online. So if you're just tuning in now and you want to catch it, you can like rewind to the start and it'll be up there at least for a few weeks. Thanks to Eugenie, and we will be back next week. Bye bye.